Stop mourning what's lost. Stop piecing together the fragments of your old life. If you feel like your world is falling apart, as if chaos has invaded your reality, listen closely, the easy part is over. What you're experiencing isn't punishment. It's not bad luck. And it's not the fault of the quantum field. Many gaze at the wreckage of their existence and see a catastrophe. They see the end. They're wrong. What you see crumbling isn't you. It's the prison that has held you captive for decades. It's a shell. Phase 3 of awakening doesn't ask for your permission. Phase 3 destroys to reveal. If you're still here when you hear this frequency, it means the pressure has become unbearable. Good. Because under this pressure, the stone shatters and the gold appears. Welcome to the quantum frequency of the mind channel. Today we're discussing the most brutal and yet necessary moment of your evolution, Phase 3. The collapse of the old reality. You probably began your spiritual journey with the idea that everything would be filled with light, peace, and divine providence. Perhaps you experienced the spiritual honeymoon of the first phase, in which everything seemed to happen by magic. And now it feels as if the universe has turned its back on you. Relationships are breaking down, your career is stagnating, you're going through a deep identity crisis, a feeling of emptiness that no meditation can fill. You feel vulnerable. Open. Most people stop at this point. They turn back and desperately try to piece together the fragments of their old mask. But there's no going back. Once you've recognized the truth, you can't forget it. In this video, we'll take a close look at what's happening to your energy system. You will understand why this breakdown is the only way your true vibration can manifest. I will not give you false hope. I will explain the mechanisms of your reincarnation. Prepare yourself. Let's analyze the symptoms. You wake up in the morning and feel a heaviness in your chest. What used to bring you joy now seems empty and bland. People you've communicated with for years suddenly speak a foreign language. You feel annoyed, tired, and alienated. Your ego, that voice in your head that wants to control everything, screams, "Caution! Danger! We're losing everything." The ego interprets the loss of its former identity as physical death. And in a way, it's right. Something does die. But here's the truth no one tells you: your old reality doesn't shatter because you failed. It shatters because you succeeded. You raised your vibration. You addressed the universe with the words, "I want the truth. I want to evolve." The quantum field responded. Imagine living for years in a house that was far too small, with low ceilings that forced you to walk hunched over. You longed for freedom, for space. The universe didn't give you a bigger house. The universe ripped the roof off your old house. Yes, you are now exposed to the elements. Yes, you are cold. But for the first time, you can stand. This structural breakdown is a direct reaction to your new vibrational frequency. Your old life, your old job, your old relationships, your old habits vibrated at a frequency you can no longer sustain. An energetic dissonance arises. Matter, your physical life, must restructure itself to accommodate the energy, your new consciousness. And restructuring almost always manifests itself initially in chaos. Don't be afraid of chaos. Chaos is the raw material for something new. There is an ancient, often forgotten legend that perfectly explains your current situation. It tells of a gigantic, priceless golden Buddha. To protect it from intruders, the monks covered it with layers of clay and stone, thus concealing its true nature. Over the centuries, the gold was forgotten. People believed Buddha was made of stone. He was worshipped as a stone. People identified with the stone. Until one day a crack appeared. You are that very statue. For decades, perhaps even a lifetime, you have built a kind of armor around your soul. This armor consists of social conditioning, childhood traumas, fears, and the need for recognition. You said, "That's me. I'm a lawyer. I'm a mother. I'm constantly worried. I'm poor. I'm rich." All labels. All rock. The third phase of awakening is the moment when your inner gold begins to manifest. Your soul, your true quantum frequency, has expanded. It no longer fits within the limited framework you've created for yourself. The suffering you're experiencing now, this piercing pain, this feeling of being torn apart inside, doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. It's the pressure of your own light fighting against the walls of your resistance. The more you try to hold this shell together, the more you suffer. Almost everyone makes the mistake of trying to patch up the cracks temporarily. They rush to repair everything and try to return their lives to the way they were before. But gold cannot be smeared with dirt once it has seen the light. The shell must break. It must completely collapse. Would you feel vulnerable without stone armor? Absolutely. Gold, on the other hand, needs no protection. Gold is imperishable. Your true being cannot be damaged by external events. Only the physical shell can be harmed. So if you lose something during this phase, ask yourself, have I lost something real, or just a part of my physical shell? How does one survive the third phase? How does one weather the storm without being destroyed? There is only one effective strategy. And it defies all reason. You must stop resisting the collapse. You must actively surrender. But be careful, surrender is not the same as resignation. Humility says, I have lost, there is no hope left. Surrender says, I cease to resist the flow of universal intelligence. I trust the process more than my fears. When you see a part of your life falling apart, don't cling to it. Let it go. When a relationship has ended, let it go gratefully. It has served its purpose for your former self. If you've lost your job, don't despair. It was standing in the way of your true purpose. Every time you cling to the old ways, you create friction. Friction generates heat, and heat burns. Suffering is directly related to your resistance to change. This is a law of spiritual physics. You must become an observer of your own destruction. Imagine yourself sitting on a hill, watching the old town burn. You are not the one burning. It is merely the backdrop to your past. Keep telling yourself, I am not what I lose. I am what remains. What remains when you take everything away? A title, a bank account, a relationship, a social image? What remains is frequency. What remains is consciousness. What remains is gold. This is a test. The universe is asking you, are you ready to be who you truly are, or do you want to pretend a little longer? If you've watched this video to the end, then you already know the answer. The third phase is not permanent. It is a corridor, not a destination. But how quickly you traverse this corridor is entirely up to you. It depends on how quickly you are ready to let go of the last fragments of stone you are still clinging to. They are on the verge of entering phase 4, conscious reconstruction. But nothing new can be built on a rotten foundation. Therefore, the collapse is a gift. It is the necessary cleansing before true creation. Stop fearing the void. It is precisely in the void that the greatest power of the quantum field is concentrated. If you feel lost today, celebrate this loss. It means you are no longer a prisoner of old, empty charts. Now you are free to walk your own path. The shell has cracked. The gold is visible. Don't hide it again. Your transformation is inevitable. Your resistance is a matter of taste. Choose wisely. Now I have a task for you. A concrete action to anchor this understanding in your subconscious. Don't just passively watch this video like you usually do. Go to the comments below and take charge of your own transformation. Write these words: I accept failure. I unlock my potential. Do it now. Talk to Paul. Talk to yourself. Read other people's comments. See how many others are going through the same thing. You are not alone. Subscribe to the Quantum Frequency of the Mind channel and turn on notifications. In the next episode, you'll receive tools to create a new reality. Let there be frequency. Your transformation has begun. Go out and shape your destiny.